Yeah, I want to put out an important tip out here about people who might have heart problems and heart attacks, and sometimes people don't have heart problems and they have a heart attack. And what do you do for first aid? I know there's a lot of things you can do, like especially with the baby aspirin and stuff. I'm going to recommend, let me put it to you this way: I never really seen this endorsed by the medical community, and even in the alternative plate world. It's sometimes recommended, sometimes not. But then I've heard too many different stories where if this was done, it actually saved their life from a heart attack. So, I'll give you what it is. Actually, it's hot sauce, caspium, hot peppers. Now, you don't want to take the hottest pepper in the world, but, I always put this on all my food, actually. This is a giant bottle of it. But, they got those little bottles. And actually, caspium or hot pepper or cayenne pepper has, the hot stuff that's in it has a number of health benefits. It's touted to help you lose weight, dilates the blood vessels, helps you with high blood pressure, could help with stroke symptoms. It even said people that had problems with their heart, it helped that. But if you take too much of anything, I've even read where I read a lot of medical things, but I try to separate the fact from the fiction because I realize there's a balance. It's like, first off, the medical doctors, although a lot of them are very conscientious. It's not, they're not bad people. I know on the very top of the pharmaceutical industry, they look at the revenue stream. We invested so much, how much are we going to get out of it? So they don't like competition from plants or herbs or anything like that or anything alternative. But, by and large, most of the medical people that are professionals, they care about their people. They're not all about money or nothing. Some are, but it's a mixture. It's a mixture. But they don't hear about this type of stuff. The other problem is, in the alternative world, they're not trained. They exaggerate, and they just overdo things. And maybe something's beneficial, but they make it sound like it cures every damn thing there is, and that's not good information either. But I want to pass this tip on because I've read too many stories over the years, and I don't think I passed this on specifically in one video about heart attacks, and I don't have any heart problems. I do like a couple hours of cardio a day and physical manual labor, and blood pressure's fine, and it's always fine. Triglycerides are always fine, and like garbage. But I read this stuff all the time. I just read it all the time. I've always had an interest in health. So but the thing is, if you have a heart attack, it's almost like, what do? You can't get. Even if the ambulance gets there in 20 minutes flat, and that 20 minutes could be too damn long, right? A lot of times, and I've read this, although it's not common knowledge, you take the hot sauce, you put it under the tongue, and it can help. It can help. It dilates the blood vessels, gets things going again. I don't know why exactly it does that. I know there's a number of health benefits with the caspian hot sauce. It's even touted to help prevent or reverse prostate cancer and different types of cancer, and there's less incidence of cancer with people that take a lot of hot peppers, caspium, or you don't have to take them in the food. You could take the pill, whatever. But there's been too many stories out there where people's lives got saved from a heart attack by taking the hot sauce, the hot pepper, putting it under the tongue. Now, there's also limits on anything, so you don't want to overdo anything. If you find out, this actually is a very healthful food, but there's limits to it. And they got the world's hottest peppers out there. I've actually read where people had a heart attack from eating a gazillion tons of these things. It's almost like you can overdo anything. There's always this beneficial range. That's just like anything out there. Actually, if you want to hear one of the craziest things out there that's actually essential to the body but extremely poisonous to the body, and it's arsenic. Arsenic as a trace element is actually essential as a trace. A very, 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 very tiny amount, I forgot what it was, is actually essential to the body, but obviously, arsenic is a deadly, deadly, deadly poison. So that's another example. But, the hot pepper to caspium or hot sauce, I always use this on food. I'll put this and, the turmeric, black pepper, rosemary, garlic and onion, and sea salt on, and I don't know, maybe some other things, ginger, I don't know, all kinds of, usually I put that on everything, those spices, a bunch of them. But if you are actually, if you think you're scared of getting a heart attack or you had a heart problem or anything like that, and so you don't have a prescription for any kind of emergency stuff, that little bottle of Tabasco sauce, it might help. It might help. I don't want to say guaranteed, but I've heard too many miracle stories. But I've never really heard where a doctor says this. And I know I got medical people in my family. I got medical people I know as friends that are professionals. And, sometimes some of that alternative that I say they know about, but I don't think this is not very commonly well known. But I think it's legit because it does have something where it dilates the blood vessels or something like that. It does something. And if the heart stops, it seems to do something, I don't know what it is, that relaxes the muscles or dilates the blood vessels, and it gets you over that period. So, where you might survive till the medical professionals get there in the meantime. So I just want to point that out because a lot of times people, they don't realize it's coming on. And to me, this is a very important tip. I hope it works as good as what I've read about where it works. I hope it does work that well. I always hate to put anybody's expectations out there too much. If you have a heart attack, obviously get medical treatment immediately. But this, I believe, is a very good first aid measure. I've read about it for a number of years. I've read where they've said that the heart stopped and they thought they were dead, and if they didn't do the caspium, they revived them. So, not 110% sure about it, and you know what? That's just how it is in alternative medicine, this nutritional type, herbs against disease or herbs against treating this or that. Nobody is 110% sure of it because nobody in the scientific medical community in the United States will measure it because there's no money in it. While we're going broke with Obamacare, right? Right? So, I don't know. Tell me. But, I just want to pass this out as a tip. Just don't bet your life on it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have a choice and you have hot sauce nearby and you have this heart attack, try some of that underneath the tongue and get the medical people immediately. That may help you out tremendously. I've read many cases where it has, but it's not common knowledge at all. Not common knowledge. I wish I could tell you for sure if it works, but I can't test it. I don't have medical access to medical people that can do this type of testing, and I don't think they would because there's no money in it. There's no money in it. I mean, this giant bottle I think cost a couple bucks or something like that, So they're gonna make money on that by doing millions of dollars of tests. You know what I'm saying? But it's been by word of mouth for quite some years, and I believe it is solid information. So keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. But if you got, you're in an emergency situation, hopefully that'll work for you.